I was just here last Thursday to the farm, and so it's been, today's Tuesday, so it hasn't even been a week. And this field was clean. I mean, it didn't hardly have a weed in it, and now it's getting pretty thick. This is where we're going to plant our pumpkins this year, and there's roughly 5.3 acres here in this field. I think 5.3, 5.5. So you may notice that there's no cover crop out here. In the past, we've always had a cover crop that we've planted down ahead of our pumpkins, and then planted it, killed that cover crop with a burn down herbicide, and then planted into that cover crop. Well, the past couple of years, we have not had very good luck with that method. It has actually been a lot more of a pain doing it that way. So this year we thought we would try something different and just plant into the bare dirt. So what we will end up doing is I'll end up working this field. We'll spray our pre-plant herbicide down, which is the strategy that I was talking about earlier, because we use that on pumpkins as well. And hopefully we will not have too much of a weed problem. And that was, I don't dislike the cover crop. The problem was the weeds. We had a severe weed problem. Now that could have been attributed to a couple different things. For one, when you spray a pre-plant herbicide, it has to come into good contact with the ground, because it comes in contact with the ground, and you can either incorporate it a little bit by using a harrow or a field cultivator, or if it rains, the rain will actually work that pre-emergent herbicide down into the ground. But when you've got wheat, and I don't know if you can see that, that's wheat there behind me. When you've got wheat that's over waist tall, it's a lot harder for that pre-emergent herbicide to make it down to the ground. I mean, we were putting on probably 25 gallons of water per acre, so that should have been enough to get it there, to get it down there. But again, we've had a real problem with weeds the past couple years. And if you're no-tilling, well, that I don't want to say it automatically, but it pretty much rules out any type of cultivation. We couldn't pull our cultivator, our row cultivator, through there because of all the thatch and the material was left over from the cover crop. And you can also go out there and use a garden hoe to get out weeds, and we did that some. But it's extremely difficult to chop weeds, because you're also chopping through all that thatch and material from the cover crop, trying to get to the weeds, and the ground is hard. It's not loose like when you're using a hoe in your garden, and the dirt's kind of loose, and you can, it makes using the hoe a lot easier. So with given all that, I'm not saying I would never use cover crop again. We may try a little bit more in the future, maybe try to burn the cover crop down sooner. I think that was also a big problem, because we'd had some rain, I believe, the past couple years that prevented us from spraying it when we wanted to. So, but we thought we would try that this way this year. That way, if we need to cultivate, we can cultivate. If we need to chop it out with an actual garden hoe, we can do that as well. And the worst thing that could happen is could make the pumpkins dirtier in the fall and force us to have to wash them, which I really don't want to do that either. But hopefully we won't have to do too much of that anyway. Well, that's what all the other YouTube farmers do. It is a good idea to always check your oil, though. The engines aren't cheap. Some stuff I've been waiting for a while, like the lift arm seals. Those took quite a while to get in. And I've got some new dash pieces and stuff like that. A bunch of stuff to do on a rainy day. Perfect. Well, looks like my weld is still holding. I didn't question it at all. I knew it'd hold. Partly. I'm gonna fire him. I'm gonna fire him. You can just thank the guy in charge for not having any B-roll footage today. You can take it up with him. I'd complain if I were you guys. Still haven't changed variety so far. We're still doing the SV9010 SA, so we're going to be using this the rest of the season. Again, when we get to our main season corn, we don't switch a lot of varieties. We just continue to plant the same ones, especially if we know we like it and it's done well for us in the past. We just more or less, we try to space the plantings out by whenever the previous planting comes up, we give it a few days and then we'll make another planting. Now, theoretically, if you had several different types of sweet corn that had different maturity dates, you could plant them all at once if you wanted to. Kind of like how we did in the very beginning. We planted the kickoff, which was a 69-day corn, versus the SV9010, which is an 82 or 83-day corn. I can't remember, but you know, the different maturity dates and the genetics bred into that corn will make it like we're we planted two different plantings, even though that we planted it all at the same time, because it will be ready at different maturity dates, if that makes sense. So, and you may wonder and ask why I measure this out every time that I fill this up. And that's just because I know from experience that about 32 ounces will make 2 rounds out there in the field. And my goal from doing that is just to kind of have the least amount of seed left over in the box as possible, so we don't have to clean out a bunch. Because I will have to clean this out once we're done. Probably not over here, but I probably will when we get it back into Indiana, because it's time to plant more green beans as well once we get this done. So we'll get this done and put the planter back in transport mode, and then take this to Indiana. Just in case. some honey we can sell. And two, it greatly helps with the pollination of the pumpkins and watermelons and stuff like that. I can't remember where I read it. I think Penn State University did a pretty good publication on it. But it takes, I think 8 to 12 times, or maybe that's too low. I can't remember the exact figure right now. I'll figure it out and let you all know in another video, or you can just look it up yourself. But I think it said 8 to 12 times, or maybe it was 20 times, that a bee had to visit an open flower on a pumpkin plant in order to pollinate it and produce fruit. So the more bees you got, theoretically, the better yield you're going to have, because there's more bees to visit more open blooms to pollinate. And they do recommend at least one hive per acre. We're going to have 20 hives. That's just because that's the deal that we worked out. And so hopefully more is better. So we're cruising along at a very brisk 4 miles an hour. I could probably, go faster, but we're not planting 100 acres. We're just planting 8 rows. We've already planted 8 rows, as you can see over here. So we planted 8 rows here on this side of the field. And we'll plant 8 rows today, and then we'll end up leaving a road in between our next planting and these plantings, so we can get down through there and harvest them. I've debated on whether or not to do that, because it seems like the past couple years we've had a lot of problems with deer, and the deer like just to walk up the rows that we leave. But I also hate to mash down sweet corn, good sweet corn, when we're going through it to harvest it, because sometimes not all the ears are ready at the same time, so you're just you're leaving potential years of sweet corn out in the field by not leaving rows. 6 one way, half a dozen another, I guess. But we'll leave the rows in here so we can actually come through and pick the sweet corn and not trample on anything that is still standing. It still has a potential year that would come on that we can harvest later. So got back over to Indiana. Got to take that out of transport mode, and then called Sean. Sean's coming over. Justin's going to come over, and we're going to plant our last row of cabbage, and then we can unhook the water wheel for the year. On our cucumbers and zucchini and squash, I've actually already seen a couple squash is out here. Some plants that's already flowered, and they're starting to make some fruit. Same thing on the cucumbers. I've seen a few flowers out there. So it shouldn't be long before we'll start having cucumbers and squash. You see that guy there, he'll be ready in about a week, if not before then. And we've got some more flowers and stuff taken off. So that's a good thing. Even on the tomatoes, we actually got some green tomatoes out there already. So things are going to be a little bit earlier this year than we had last year, and everything's looking real good, growing really well. Just need to get on some of these weeds. I'm not really worried about the stuff out here in the roads as much as up next to the plastic. We leave these roads in here kind of like the sweet corn. We've got a golf cart, and that's primarily how we harvest this here. Anyways, we'll drive the golf cart through there, and we've got some half bushel containers. We'll fill those up and then come through with the golf cart and pick them up, and then grade them, sort them out, box them if we need to, if they're going to wholesalers, or for the stand, we'll put them up there to sell and also take to the farmers market. But very excited about getting some fresh vegetables. Potatoes are looking good, onions, everything is just really looking nice. The green beans are up, and I do believe this is going to be dry enough to plant, so that's exciting as well. We'll get our next green bean planting done, finish up on the cabbage. We probably will try to plant maybe some more onions and potatoes, but for the most part, after today, all we'll have left is just our weekly green bean and sweet corn plantings, and then we'll plant our pumpkins about the middle of next month is when we'll go and do that. These cabbage plants have been sitting there since last week. Kind of dried out. They were wet this morning, but I went to water them a little bit. They'll perk up once we get them in the ground. Give them a little shot of water now, just so they're easier to get out of the trays, and the dirt doesn't crumble to pieces before we can get it into the ground. But with the rain coming and everything, they'll be fine. Let's go see what Piggy's doing. You want to come out? You want to go with me? You want to help plant? Watch out. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Pig. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. You miss me? You miss me today? Huh? You miss me today? I'll get you. I'll get you. Get you. Get your belly. Get your belly. Get your belly. All right, come on. You gonna drive? You gonna drive? Come on. No. Ugh. So this is still pretty damp over here, and especially on that lower end, there's a lot of water that likes to accumulate down there. So I think I'm gonna just back the tractor down there as far as we can, and then plant this way and call it good, because I know there's no way that I can drive out that way without getting stuck, and we'd rather not get stuck, right, Pig? Come on. Come on. Come on. We gotta get to work. Come here. Come on. Oh, let's go. So we got the cabbage planted. That took maybe 10 minutes, if that. I think we only had 150 plants or something like that to plant. So got those planted, got the water wheel unhooked, and now the planter's hooked up, out of transport mode, but we have to switch over the meters from the corn pickup meters to the beans, and do all that fun stuff. So seen that before, nothing too excited about that. So also, if we get enough time, really like to hit this with the cultivator. So we're going to try to do that. Hey folks, we got all the cultivating done tonight. Not going to lie, it's a little tacky, really, but I mean, it kind of breaks up, as you can see, but it's still, I would have liked it to have been a little drier, but we got rain coming in the next 2 or 3 days, so if it don't get done now, then it'd be, let's say Wednesday, it'd be next week by the time it dried out again. So we got weeds coming out here that we're going to have to deal with, so needed to get that cultivated, which we went ahead and got that done. So didn't do a lot of filming on that. Last time I cultivated out here, I got into the plastic a little bit with the cultivators in a few spots because, well, somebody, and I'm not going to mention any names, but he's on this channel and he talks a lot and he drives around on the tractor. That guy got these rows too close, and yeah, I'm throwing him under the bus pretty much. But on a serious note, that's going to wrap it up for the night, folks. We've got everything done. We've got some other stuff coming up here. I actually bought a new, well, not a new to me sprayer. I've got to go pick that up, and we've got to do some work on it to get it ready to spray sweet corn, because it won't be long before we'll be doing that. Hopefully this week, which since it's going to be raining, I've got to go to Tennessee to pick up our mum supplies, all of our pots, irrigators, our hard line and fittings and stuff like that. I believe our irrigators came in today, though. I saw them on the porch. That was an item they actually shipped rather than me pick up. But so we got to do that. Once we get that, we got to get the weed mat all laid out and get the irrigation ran and stuff like that. And hopefully sometime they're going to be out here hooking our water meter up, because we're gonna need that pretty soon. So we appreciate you guys watching. Thank you, really. We do appreciate it, and we hope you all are getting something out of what we're doing, learning some stuff about the farm. You know, comment down below if there's something that you want to learn about or something you want to see on the farm. We'd love to make that happen for you, because, you know, our main goal here is just to kind of show you where your food comes and show you what we do, you know, day in and day out to provide food for people. And, you know, that's kind of our goal. So hope you guys are enjoying it. Please like and subscribe if you do, and we'll see you next time. Bye.